Hi, people. Welcome back to another video. John Sinclair TV. Tonight is going to be the match preview between Newcastle against Wolves, and I've got my guest Scott with us.
All right, how are you doing?
Yes, people, welcome back to another video. John Sinclair TV. Tonight, I've got Scott as my guest with us tonight, Wolves fan. Big to you, Scott. How are you, mate? Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm all good. Good to be on the channel. How are you?
Yeah, I'm champion, not too bad. Just just glad I got you on here today. Like, it's been a long day working wise, and got a massive game tomorrow. So yeah, it's been a good game, mate. So yeah, thanks so much for coming on, my guy. And if you do like the video, like what you see, then please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. Helps my channel greatly. Also, if you'd like to become a member, then click on the join button. And if you like to super chatters, then just open, just give what you can, and it'd be absolutely fantastic. So yeah, like I said, it's got a match preview tonight, tomorrow between Newcastle against Wolves at St James's Park, and it's going to be a tough game for us. And yeah, I mean, Burnley's win against Everton didn't help us yesterday, really. But I mean, 7 points from the drop zone, and Wolves are going so well. I mean, they could make a late push for the top four. So, Scott, what do you think of your season so far? And how pleased are you? Oh, yeah.
I mean, delighted, to be honest. I mean, Bruno Lage came in at the start of the season. I think we're actually one of the favourites to go down amongst the pundits, especially. I don't think we felt it was going to be that bad, but I think we had in our head, if we can finish around 12th, mid-table, not really have any worry of going down, then it'd be a good season. It was supposed to be a rebuilding season. You know, we now find ourselves in the 8th position, and just delighted, even if we don't end up in the European spot, just to be within those kind of talks this close to the end of the season. Just delighted with how the season has gone, to be honest, from a Wolves perspective. And it's had its ups and downs, but yeah, it's going to be an interesting end to the season for sure.
Yeah, I've got to agree with you there, because you got some cracking players. I mean, look, Nuno set the foundations at your club. Then, so since he left, Bruno Lage has come in and he's done fantastically well. I didn't know what to expect from this guy. He comes in and he plays open attacking football, and he brought some good players out of Jose Sarr, and got a good few players in as well. You got the back three of Cordy, you got Kilman, and there's, I think it's Johnny as well, and Trin Seattle as well. You got some cracking players at the club there.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. We've got some really good players, and I think the difficult is going to be, like, it's a bit different to what you guys are going to have. Obviously, you guys, you've got the excitement of the transfer window. Don't mean that we're not excited, but we've got the risk of losing. Obviously, it already looks like we've lost Adama. He's going to be going to Barcelona, and we'll get Trincao coming in with what seems to be the likely deal the other way. You've then got, apparently, Martino is not signing a new contract. You've got Neves potentially going off to Barcelona. He's been linked to. Obviously, apparently he's Ten Hag's #1 target. So it's just got to enjoy it while it lasts, whether we're, because I really do feel it's going to be an interesting one. It's going to be a rebuild season, transfer window for both of us. But I think for you guys, it's probably maybe going to be a bit more positive than perhaps what it is for us.
Yeah, it's going to be a madness. It's going to be an absolute madness in the summer, because that's so exciting. But we got to start first, because I can tell you now, we are not safe at the moment in time. I just cannot lie. I got some comments flying in, by the way. So if you've got any questions to Michael, big up to him. Ask some questions as well. Big up to Michael. Do subscribe to my channel, my guy. Got a bit of hard game tomorrow. I have to agree with you, mate. Big up to Jules. Hope you're okay. and just go for those fans. Just get behind the team 100%. Tomorrow, cheering them on. Absolutely. Our players don't really do well, but if you don't do well, then only thoughts. Big up to Gary, big up to you, my guy. Hope you're okay. Everyone saying hello, and definitely we'll also try to slow it down and shut the fans up, but got to keep the noise going. That's a Michael. Wow, he's like big up to Callum, by the way, and hope you're okay. Difficult game for us tomorrow evening. Hopefully 3 points and huge effort for the team and the crowd. We need a crowd to get back to them. That goes to performance. Big up to Callum. Everyone say hello. Bruno needs to start. I'll comment on in a bit. Big up to Now, the United fan, and panel guest is Scott. Hope you're okay now. He's gone on my show on Tuesday, and he's one of my mods as well. I'll start Bruno tomorrow night. John, again, I've got to come in a bit. If he starts alongside with Bruno tomorrow, Han needs a head check because something must be wrong. Listen, I love Eddie Howe, but again, it can't escape criticism if things does go wrong. I mean, I'm not going to shout for his head, but I have my opinion. As a podcaster, you have to be honest as well. Yes, what a guess. Scott's from Sweet and Sour Sauce. Sweet and Sour Soccer. Love it if you had GMs as well, John. Yep. You know what? He's going to come on after the show. And big up to Michael again. And everyone says been after start. I have to agree. Big up to Brad. And he's going to be being partnered very, very soon. And, I've got to talk to him as well and try and get him and try and get Maria Harris as well to make it a awesome fee. Question for Scott, and big up to Now for the question. Will Neves and Raul being out works in Newcastle's favour tomorrow night?
No, this is an interesting one because Neves being out, there's no question that is a massive, massive blow for us the rest of the season he's out for. And we started the season with 3 senior centre mids in our squad. We're now down to 2. So we already know it's going to be Moutinho and Dendoncker. I'm not a fan of Dendoncker. He had a really good game against Aston Villa, and hopefully that will continue. But I think there's no comparison between him and Neves. We've definitely got to lose a lot there. Jimenez is a weird one. Raul's a weird one because he's not. It's horrible to say, but in all honesty, he's not come back the same from the injury. And to be honest, Fabio Silva, when he has had the chance to play, he's looked exciting. He's not all there at the moment. He's a young 19-year-old striker. Yes, he was bought for a big fee, but we paid that fee, potentially 4 or 5 years down the line. I think it's going to be a big blow, but I think Silva could do as good a job as Jimenez at the moment, but missing Neves is going to be the big one for you guys, and I think you'll capitalise on it, to be honest.
Let's hope so. But you've got Chris Wood up front tomorrow, sort of thing. I mean, you got fantastic 3 centre-backs and back 3. I just don't know how Chris was going to do it, sort of thing, but we'll just see tomorrow and each sort of thing. But yeah, it's good comments there. Ruben Neves, I tell you what, if he goes to dual midfielder, I take him all day long. This guy is absolutely lit. This guy is absolutely world class. He really is world class, in my opinion. A shots on goal, I think he's brilliant. He really, really is. And big up to Chris, by the way, regular viewer. John, what's your guess, Scott's thoughts on his manager's first season in charge? I personally think he's been excellent, considering what he is unknown to the Premier League previously.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, it was one of them. I just didn't know what to expect when he actually got appointed. It weren't like when you guys got Eddie Howe that you knew a lot about him. I mean, we did our research on that, but to be honest, we didn't know what he was going to be. He was the assistant manager at Swansea previously. He did a bit of time in Portugal, so there was no surprise. But obviously, we brought him in with all our Portuguese connections. But he's been absolutely fantastic. I still don't think he's playing the kind of football he wants. I think he wants to go to a back 4, but unfortunately, we haven't got the players for that. But it's improving massively. He started the season really well, playing beautiful football, but not picking up the results. He's now picking up the results, which is brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely right. I mean, he'll probably play a back 4 next season. Definitely all the way. I mean, Cordy and Kilman at the back would be absolutely fantastic. You know what I mean? They're flexible in their tactics,
Yeah.
But I think Bruno Lage is one of the managers of the season for me because he's been absolutely fantastic. And I guess big up to you, David Scott, by the way. I missed you, by the way. I guess Scott would prefer to see Sean Longstaff.
I wouldn't be taking that. I'd rather have Neves over Longstaff. If you're asking whether I'd rather have Longstaff or Dendoncker, it's a bit of an hard one. That I'd probably just about take Longstaff though. To be fair.
Wow.
He's got
I'll
proper
tell you
little
what,
bit though,
though.
hasn't he? He doesn't seem to be very well regarded with the Newcastle fans now. I think there was a time where, you know, he looked like he was going to be a real potential star. So it's interesting how
Yeah.
times have changed.
Yeah. He's out of contract at the end of the season, I believe. And listen, under half of the years is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic, Scott. I mean, the shooting, long distance shooting's been fantastic.
Yeah.
When he's on it, he's on it. But some of the games I've watched him this season under boost has been shocking. I can't lie. I mean, it's gone backwards for me. And I don't want to say that for Sean, but I've got to be honest, like, you know. But if he does go on free, it would be no loss. We'd get better players than midfield. Bruno, he's levels above all of them on midfield,
Oh, yeah,
every one of
definitely.
them. And Joel Linton as well. I'll come on to in a bit. Big up to Foxy, by the way, from Colombia. Neves and Raul has been brilliant for Wolves. Definitely think they're ready to make that step up now to Newcastle. Neto also, but don't worry, we'll give you long stuff, bro. Definitely. I don't think you're gonna. That's a no deal, isn't it? That's a no deal.
I mean, yeah, it's definitely it's definitely a no deal. I mean, it does worry me though what you guys are doing. Obviously, you know, we wanted Botman in the summer before you guys went for him in January, and like we couldn't flex that kind of muscle that you did in January. So it is worrying. Obviously, you know, you're not league-wise at the moment, there's a big gap, but I think it's not going to take much to shorten that gap if you've got like 40 million to be bidding for defenders. And it's a bit of a worry for Wolves fans next season because I think you guys are going to be up there. I think you'll be up there providing you survive.
Yeah,
Which
absolutely.
you should.
Absolutely right. Totally agree. I mean, the thing is, right, I mean, I want to see about 7 players coming in, new players coming in, because some of the players we've got in Newcastle are not good enough to take us further at the moment in time. And it's just, people think that we're safe. We're not safe. 7 points away from the drop zone. We are not safe. We lost the last 3 games, and people need to wake up. People say, we're going to stay up. Yeah, but listen, we're not there yet. I mean, start winning games, and then we'll be there. So, hey ho, tough game, but I think the crowd pushes over the line. The one defeat in the league at home since St James Park's turned into a fortress. That's in Callum. That's a good shout. And no, meant instead of Bruno. I'm going to come to Bruno, right? I mean, Bruno, I know it's Fernandez then. It's Bruno Gamache, right? He came for Leon for 40 million quid, right? What do you think of this guy, the Newcastle? And how far do you think he'll go?
Well, it's annoying because when you know when you look at what Man City did when they got these rich owners, you're supposed to spend daft money on players that aren't going to live up to the expectation. But unfortunately, Newcastle, you guys seem to be doing it right, which is what's worrying. I think he looks a really exciting player. I think he's going to need a bit of time to find his feet, obviously in the Premier League, like a lot of foreign players do. But I think that's great that you've signed him in January because you'll have that time to embed him into the squad. And next season, I think that's when you'll see the best of him. And look, he looks an unreal talent. He really does. And, you know, yes, you paid a large fee for him, but I think he's going to live up to that fee and probably more, maybe even double it the way he's going, to be honest. I think it's a really exciting thing for Newcastle fans to have a player of that quality in the team.
Absolutely. I mean, if you look at the midfield, he wants better midfielders around him. I mean, Joe Linton, great. But we're trying to get Lucas Paqueta as well from Lyon, his former teammate, right, in the French league. And I think that could be a done deal. But we definitely need 2 strikers at the club because Chris Wood, for me, is not good enough for Newcastle. He really bought him because to weaken Burnley. Yeah.
That was it, yeah.
But at the minute, it doesn't seem to work because, from my opinion, we could have got someone else. But a lot of people Newcastle fans are saying that he's the only one who's available at the time. 25 million quid we pay for him, Scott. 25 million quid. I don't think you paid Raul Jimenez that much.
I mean, I think exactly. I think the funny thing is with Chris was obviously it was a massive fee to pay, but I think you just pointed it out, haven't you? That like if that's the difference between you staying up and you're not, then you've already paid. You've already made a return on your investment because you'll make more than 25 million. And I think that's exactly why it was brought. It was brought to send Burnley into a bit of turmoil. And yes, they've turned it around now, but they went through a real period of being, a bit under the cosh after Wood left. And it was a bit of a confusing time for the club. And I think, even if he doesn't end up a major player for Newcastle over the next few seasons, to be honest, it looks like he's already done his job.
Yeah, you could say that sort of. I'm not a fan of Chris Wood at all whatsoever. I mean, his touch is poor. It's laying off is poor. And you know what it is, right? It just doesn't help out in midfield. That's the thing. But listen, end of the day, some Newcastle fans are bigging him up because he thinks he's doing a wonderful job. I mean, a couple of people saying he's a 7 out of 10 because of his work rate. For me, he's a 3 at the minute. I can't lie. So I'll give him a 3. Harsh? I'm sorry, but so how it is.
He hasn't hit the ground running, has he?
Nah, not at all. Not at all, mate. I can't lie. But then again, if you're a Newcastle fan and you said that, you get jumped on straight away on social media. Yeah. And some of our fan base at the minute is just a joke. Absolutely disgraceful. Do you know what I mean? Some of them are. But also genuine ones as well, which I think is fantastic. And that's not having to go at people. That's just being honest. But you're right. I mean, he has to hit the ground running. Not for me. Now, big up to you now. Would you say as a keeper, Sarr, the keeper, is better than Patricio? Because for me, Sarr has been one of the best keepers in the league, in my opinion, including De Gea, Ramsdale, and Mendy, and Alisson.
I mean, it's an interesting one, this, because when he first come in, I thought he's a better distributor than Patricio, but I didn't think he was a better shot stopper. And then as the season's gone on, he's just got better and better and better, and his shot stopping has been absolutely unreal. I mean, for me, you know, Patricio was a great servant, but yeah, I agree. I think that Sarr has been absolutely outstanding for us, to be honest, and he saved us so many points. So even at the weekend, Villa easily could have won that game with some of the saves he pulled off. Like, you know, and I think we're going to need him again. I really do against you guys. I think you'll put some pressure on us, and he'll probably have to make another big saves, and hopefully he will, from a Wolves point of view, anyway.
Yeah, that's the thing. It depends on Chris Wood, and they're going to come to Alan Saint-Maximin in a bit. And I suppose to do the press conference reaction, I'll probably do that later on. And we should see on that one. Probably have to record that one. Ali jokes aside, Sarr has been the standout keeper of the season, in my opinion. Looked like you would suffer a little losing Rio Patricio now off to Roma, but Sarr has been much better. I have to agree.
Yeah.
The next 4 games are important to avoid being dragged in relegation battle, John. I agree, Gary. I think 5 or 6 points minimum from these fixtures will leave us safe. 2 more wins would be fine. Right. Absolutely fantastic. Because you've got some hard games coming up as well. Bruno needs to be in conversation for the man of the year. I have to agree there. That's a good point, Foxy. Brilliant point. He's got to be one of them in conversation, isn't he?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's going to be... I don't know who will be giving it. You probably think they'll give it to whoever wins the title out of City and Liverpool, because that's gone down to the wire. But yeah, I think Moyes, Bruno Lage, potentially, if either of us manage to pull off a European spot, you'd have to argue that they're definitely up there for sure.
Yeah, I have to agree. It'd be him. I think it'd be who wins the title. I mean, he also got Davy Moyes. I can remember Alan Pardew, if it got us 5th, he was manager of the season. I was shocked. But hey ho. Yeah. Big up to Richard, by the way, big United fan. Everyone in the comments, big up to you, mate. Hope you're okay. And everyone's saying hi to Rich. He's got a fantastic channel. Check him, Rich Sports, by the way. He does the late one, though, but there you go. For me, I think Chris Wood was the wrong move and the pack about at the time. That's January, in my opinion. When Newcastle played 25 mil to Burnley, I know in January it's tough to attach a striker. I have to agree. I said the other day, we should have gone to Origi as well, but apparently he didn't want to tartlers. But hey ho, he wants to sit on the bench. Cool, stay on the bench, yeah? But end of the day, you put money before games. And on to Callum, as well, Wood has scored 5 in his last 4 against Wolves. Yeah,
that's a horrible stat. I remember it suddenly come back to me. I think I blocked it from my mind, but he's right. We hate playing against him. He bullies Connor Cody like nothing, to be honest. So that's a massive plus for Newcastle. Yeah, I remember that. I think last time we played, it was Burnley last season. I think we lost 4-0, and I'm pretty sure he scored 2, maybe 3 of them, to be honest.
Fair enough. Yeah, I totally agree. But everyone's saying Chris would have scored lots of goals against. Oh, he was against Southampton before, but he scored 0 goals. Oh, he did it. He scored equalising goals, but he scores goals against. Who's that club? I can't remember who it is now, but West Ham. That's it, West Ham. But he didn't score against them, didn't they? Do you know what I mean? So there you go. A quick question to Scott, by the way, from Court Paul. How much is a pint at your stadium?
I think I'll be very surprised if it's worse than what you guys have to put up with, because we have to put up with bottles. We don't even get proper pints. And I think they charge something daft like £4.50 or something for these bottles of Carlin. They're not exactly premium beer either. But I mean, to be honest, it's one of them. A lot of Wolves fans will go drinking around the pubs beforehand, where you'll pay maybe £2.50, £3.50 a pint, depending what you have. And I imagine Newcastle's somewhat similar, having been up there a few times before. There's plenty of places to get cheap booze.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll tell you what as well, these stadium people, God, reduce their prices very quickly. Otherwise, they're going to be out of business. You know what I mean? Shocking prices, man. If you go to America, Super Bowl, a place like that, then it's a lot cheaper. I'll go to Serie A games, Italian football, and I'll tell you what's a lot cheaper than that. You get more for it as well. I don't drink anywhere, so, I mean, they don't do much snacks in stadiums, but just do basic stuff. But if you go to the Premier League, you talk at a bar, chocolate £2.50. A bottle of Diet Coke or whatever sort of thing, probably £3. It's an absolute madness, you know. Rip off Britain. That's all I'm going to say. Michael, I don't like word. People say it's the wrong tactic for him. He needs another striker with him. That doesn't affect the fact he's not winning headers or his terrible first touch. His second touch is like an elephant, by the way, Michael. I'm with you, mate. I'm with you. Like Ryan said, road grit is something all players should have. It's not a trait, in my opinion. That's very true. Bigger to my guy Ryan from Canada. Great guy. If you haven't chatted to him, he is absolutely fantastic. Tells it straight, you know. League Gunny is not, but he tells it straight. And big up to Foxy again. Chris Wood has been, has been a success. If he stay up, he'd contribute to wins. Position we were in January, and now he's playing in a role in that. Is that better? Yes. Will we sign better in the summer? Yes. Thing is, though, Chris Wood, I mean, Foxy, we love you, man. But in my opinion, right, he's not good enough. Not good enough for me.
I always feel like he's brought. I think he was brought under the pretense that people knew he weren't perhaps good enough. I mean, that was just proper done just to do Burnley dirty, and it's worked a treat, hasn't it? And as I said, I suppose, you know, the difference between staying up and going down in the Prem, I think it works out to about 100 million every time you're not there. So he's done his job 4 times over, even if it was a ridiculous fee.
I know. I mean, the thing is, though, right? I mean, Newcastle fans are bigging this guy up, like, you know what I mean? If he played for a top 6 club, let's put it this way. If he played for Arsenal, right, AFTV would have absolutely berated him. League Gunner would have called him Deadwood, right? I guarantee he would have called him Deadwood. He has to go Martin Odegaard. He called him Waterguard. Yeah, all the time. Waterguard. He just doesn't rate this guy at all, whatsoever. Yeah, Waterguard or whatever sort of thing. Big up to now, by the way. Question to John. Would you say ASM is one of those type of players who needs an arm around him, or needing a confident boost and pull his weight? ASM, what do you think of ASM as if he was a Newcastle fan and you watch ASM? How do you rate him? Do you think he's a good player, or can he be a bit frustrated from the outside in?
Funny, it's an interesting one, because actually, funny enough, this week we've weirdly been linked with a move for him in the summer, which doesn't make sense because I think we're all set when it comes to wingers. But I think he's a great player when he gets going. But when you look at his injury record, you've got to face you're maybe only going to get 25, 30 games a season out of him. And I think that might be the trouble long term. You know, of course, when you're regularly picking up injuries, of course, that means your form's going to be a bit start-stop as well. I mean, it's one of them, isn't it? I kind of compare him to our Adama Traore. Of course, he's leaving us in the summer, but he's a bit like that where, you know, 1 minute you look at him and you think he's absolutely world class. The next minute you're thinking, why do people rate this guy? And I feel like St. Maximin's the same. I really do. Maybe a bit too injury prone as well for you guys long term if you're obviously looking to make those steps up into the, you know, the European places.
Yeah, absolutely right, mate. I totally agree. I mean, in my opinion, ASM, as Newcastle fans, you're not allowed to have a go at him. You're not allowed to berate him. You're not allowed to, even as a poor game, you're not allowed to have to say out to him. But again, I'll just call it how it is. I love him. I think he's an honest dear. He's fantastic. But he's getting found out because 2 players are on him. He doesn't know what to do. So predictable, right? But I want to change things up, yeah? But I wouldn't tap him out just yet. I wouldn't tap him out yet, but he needs to fix up. Yeah, I want to see next season you get quality players who can make him better. He needs to fix up, right? Get the players who's going to match his ambition, right? Turn him into a better player. If that doesn't work, then I haven't gone.
And I think you hit the nail on the head.
Last season.
I think you hit the nail on the head there, obviously, John, where the fact that at the moment he always has 2 players on him. If you've got a good rest of the squad around them, guess what? Then they won't be able to put 2 players on him, and maybe he'll become a lot better. You know, you wonder if maybe when the better players come around him, he'll then look inevitably better himself as well. So I'd keep him if I was a Newcastle fan, definitely for the time being, another season or 2.
Yeah, definitely. I'll definitely keep him. But you're right. But at the end of the day, right? I mean, I'll agree with you. I'll agree with you. Simple as that. Because he needs to match up. I think it's being found out. Because what do you do now? There'll be 2 wingers, 2 players on him. What do you do? I mean, even there's a couple of wingers can get out of it, yeah. But he sometimes runs some blind alleys. It's just so frustrated. But I do love him. He's a game changer. But 1-on-1, brilliant. And big up to Ryan, by the way. Scott, by the way. Do you think Pedro Neto can become world class? For me, I say yes.
Yeah, I'll second that. Obviously, he's just come back from a long-term injury, so we haven't really seen the best of him yet. Because he's picked up yet another little niggle, and he's back now. But yeah, I think if you think of how he was looking before the injury, he was already certainly on his way to being world class. So I think it's going to be an interesting watching what he does over the next 6 months or so. He's definitely got all the skill sets to become one of the best, I think.
Yeah, I think it'd be a stellar player. This guy's going to be absolutely lit. I mean, top clubs going to be after this guy in the years to come.
Yeah.
And oh man, if he plays on Friday or tomorrow, I think it's going to be a problem. And big up to you, Dom. Hope you're okay. He's got a lovely channel as well on at 9 Talk TV. John, we only need 4 points for what is left, mate. We need to get them very quickly. It's a £5 in the stadium for a pint. It's not just football and hockey arenas. The food is also overpriced. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. Maybe a bit harsh on their sort of thing, but that's how they make the money because they know people's going to buy. Simple as that. I would have mentioned the second touch, but he never gets one. That's a Michael on ASM. Still hope he scores tomorrow, though. I do as well. And it's not what you're both the guard. That's it. You're both the guard. Wow. And then Harry Kane does the same work rate as Wood, but without the goals, to be honest. And unfortunately, you are judged on goals on strikers, not the overall work rate. Exactly. I work hard. Scott, you work hard. All the people in the chat works hard. Yeah. Simple as that. Yeah. I mean, Chris Wood, in my opinion, needs to fix up. He needs to fix up real quick. Yeah. And that's not having a go at him, but he needs to do more, a lot more. And there you go. He's got to fix up, but you have to persevere with him. Wood needs to start taking his chances. He has several of his heats and has failed to score. I'm thinking of the headers at Brentford and both fixtures against Everton. Yes, absolutely. He had a good chance against Spurs as well in the second half, and he scuffed that as well. Big up to Tom, by the way. And I hope you're okay. If we get 50, 60 million for him, it's good business as long as it's put straight into the club and the infrastructure. I have to agree. But I wouldn't tap on him just yet, but he needs to fix up very, very quick, real quick.
Do you think you would get that for him?
Probably not. I can't lie, but they're 850 million. The problem is, I'm going to say this, right? How many European clubs after ASM at the minute? Zero.
No, I feel like you might, because of his injury record as well, that might drive his price down a little bit. You'd think you'd get at least 30, maybe 35, but I don't know whether it'd be as high as 50 million. I mean, it's hard, isn't it? Because if you get him on his day back into form, then he becomes that 50, 60 million pound player. But unfortunately, when your form drops, so does your price.
Yeah, this is it. If he performs, if he gets us 15 goals from the left side midfield, 15 goals, 10 assists for the whole of the season, then people would take up and take notice, taking it a bit seriously sort of thing. But again, I'm not criticising ASM, but in games he's great, and some games he's been poor. Yeah, I'll give him a 3 out of 10 the other day. And I'm being honest, but I agree. Paul, Scott, question for you. If Wolves was to buy any player for Newcastle, who would it be and how much would you want to pay for that player?
Well, I think the obvious choice has to be Bruno, doesn't it? Of course, I just think he's a step above everything at the moment, and we're yet to see it fully yet, but I think he definitely is. I mean, you guys paid, was it 40 million, if I'm not mistaken? So I think at the moment I'd be trying to get him for the same, but I'd probably pay, like, if needs be, 45, 50 if I could get him in for that price. Obviously, it's the most unlikely one because he's only just moved. But
Yeah,
interesting. Good question, to be fair. I mean, I'd probably take Chris Woods, but I just wouldn't be paying 25 mil for him. If we could get him at a nice 10 mil maybe to become a backup striker, then I'd be happy. But I definitely would pay 25 mil for him.
Scott, you know what, mate? Tell us what time you'll pick it up, and I'll drive it there to use.
Done deal.
Hey, Richard, they got my guy Rico, by the way, Everton fan, big Everton supporter, going down the Championship by Premier League. Don't know when we'll be back. I tell you what, mate, I work for Everton, man. I really am.
Yeah.
Massive club. I tell you what, they could go this season. I can't lie. I've just got a feeling that Burnley would drop off like Fulham did. I think Burnley will stay up, mate. I mean, Sean Dash done a fantastic job at that football club. What the sources he's got, I definitely, I think Sean will keep that team up. Guys, if you like the channel, like what you see, then please smash the like button. Then also hit the subscribe button to support my channel as well. And if you like to super chat this as well, then please click on the $sign. Just give what you can. It goes to good courses, by the way. And if you like to become a member, and please click on the join button as well. It's only 99p a month, and it goes into competition. I've got 44 members at the moment in time. So if you think about that, please consider it. Roma still maybe. ASM's off for sale. John Howes mentioned it, and I don't think it'll be going anywhere 100%. John, I don't think anyone thinks Woods is the world beater. But I also don't think many expect Wood to be here for the future and to contribute to getting vital points. That could be the difference of safety. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. I respect your decision. 42 people watching live. Wow, I haven't done that bad today. 100% confident some would pay 50 mil for ASM, but who? That is the thing. Villa wants him, and we'll see. Last time I saw ASM value is 32 mil from Transfer Market, who are quite reliable website. 32 million for ASM. 10-15 goals is world-class for winger, to be fair. Yep, absolutely. Yeah. Legend John, thanks, Ollie. Callum, 33 quid plus add-ons. Wow.
Hopefully he means million.
Hey! Boom! Wow, 33, that's quite cheap. Wow. 50 mil for a player with no final product and cannot get no in the French team. There's your answer. And food prices are expensive around NFL, NBA gear. In the US, much more expensive than Newcastle prices. Pricey. All the players in our club that other clubs are looking at as Finch players like Kieran, Jeff, etc. And not every player is consistent at T-Bones and always been a bad turns, but good players pull themselves out of it. I like Jimenez for Wolves, so I tell you what, I take him all day long. Give Asen one more season working with Eddie, it could turn out to be a team player. It all depends as where his head is and his attitude as well. And as a podcast, I've got to be truthful. If Asen thinks he deserves a pay rise for his contribution to performance, how much do J7 and Shelby deserve? Well, J7, I mean, for what he's done this season in midfield, talking of Joe Linton. What do you think of Joe Linton, by the way, for a nice side-in?
I mean, just what an amazing transformation. I mean, obviously playing as a striker, he didn't look like he was up for it in terms of the quality of the Premier League. He's then completely rediscovered himself in this new role. And you have to say he's probably been Newcastle's top player this season now, which I don't think going into the start of the season, if someone had said Joe Linton was going to be the star of the show, you probably would have laughed, both as a Newcastle fan and from the outside. Again, he's probably one of them now, but I'd be eyeing up at Wolves if we could get him in. I mean, I'm not saying we would be able to. I think you guys are more happily going to keep him for the foreseeable future. But he's really, it's interesting, isn't it? How, it's a very uncommon switch of position too, which is why it's the most interesting, obviously, from a striker moving himself further back. But it's worked wonders, hasn't it? It really has.
It's a madness, isn't it? It's an absolute madness what Joe Linton's done for this football club. One of the worst centre forwards I've seen in black and white into one of the top quality midfielders in Premier League. By the way, he had a poor game on Sunday. So let's not get that twisted. He had a poor game on Sunday. I can't lie. And Nine talks as well. Big up to Dom as well. Big up to you and Lily as well. Everton looks like dead ducks. I have to agree. Let's hope United beat them on Saturday, by the way. How high can Wolves finish this season? I'll say they're going to miss the top 4, but I'm going to say top 6.
It's an interesting one, isn't it? I agree with you. I don't think the top four race is gone. It really has, unfortunately. How high can we finish? I think we can finish sixth. But I think we'll be the one to miss out. Unfortunately, I'm being a bit negative. I just feel maybe we'll be the one to just miss out and finish eighth.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it'll be interesting as well. I can see a big name could finish 7th or 8th. Look out for West Ham, by the way. Don't write them off yet.
No.
I'm to also work for everyone. I think these Everton. There's no way they will survive in the Championship as well. Question for both: if Conor Cody was to leave Wolves for Newcastle, how much would Wolves demand for the transfer fee? And are Newcastle would have paid the asking price? Yes, we would. And I say it'd be worth. How much do you think he'd be worth today? He's 29.
He is 29. You make a good point. I think because of how integral he is to our team, obviously being the captain, the leader of the back five.
If this cuts off, by the way, right?
I'll keep talking. Don't worry. Yeah, to answer that question, then I think obviously I feel like Conor Cody for me. You're talking about 25 million for us personally, but he is 29, so I think you'd find it hard for a club to want to play that much. To be honest, it's really one of those where it's got to be a bit. I could see him going to Newcastle. I could, and there's rumours that as a Wolves fan that we're going to potentially switch to a back four as well. And then you'd probably think Newcastle would be a great place for him to go. Right then, guys, keep getting your questions in. Obviously, John is having a little bit of internet struggle at the moment, so I'm gonna take over. I can't click on any of the comments, but just to help him out, let's read the one that's on screen. If she would think it would be great to fight for the league title, and she asked if that's possible for Newcastle. I mean, it's an interesting one, isn't it, for Newcastle fans? Sitting from the outside, I really do think you're going to have a rapid growth, to be honest. I'm going to keep talking until John comes back, guys, so please just get your questions in. But, yeah, it's going to be an interesting one for Newcastle. I think you guys are potentially going to have a massive, massive growth and rather quickly. What's annoying from the outside, I'll be honest, is when you look at like how Man City did it, how Everton have spent their money, you obviously can't... Newcastle haven't done it in a daft way so far. He's back.
At the minute, yeah. But what I'll do, we'll use this one first, mate, if you can hear us, okay. And what we'll do, once this come back up again, I'll go into the mainstream, mate. So, yeah, I'll read the comments in a minute. I can't see the comments in a minute on here. But, yeah, so just want to talk about your tactics on Saturday, mate, on tomorrow night. What would your team will be, mate? Who would you pick as your team?
Yeah, I think it's an interesting one because it almost writes itself based on the choices we've got. So it's gonna be a 5-2-3, that's for sure, because we've only got two midfielders to choose from. We've got one young lad that Luke Cundle that could come in, but we'll have to keep him on the bench as another midfield choice. So you're looking at Jose Sarr in goal. I think Johnny Otto then plays right back. You'll then have a centre back pairing of Kilman. I think we go Willy Bolly and then Conor Cody. Left back, I think we probably go defensively away from home and pick Marcal, who had a really good game against Aston Villa. Dendoncker and Martino in midfield, purely because we've got no other choice. And then I think you'll see Trincao play. I think you'll see Fabio Silva play. And I think we'll go with Podence, because Trincao and Podence have been playing really well. So I think Neto will come on, but it'll be from the bench.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a cranny team there, sort of thing as well. I mean, I still think Wolves got a fantastic team there, even though you haven't got to Ruben and Raul as well. So that'd be very interesting. I'm going to go through his comments there as well before I tell you my team as well. On Tuesday, I've heard he asked Nikki, United fan, if she would think it would be great to fight for the league title, and she asked if that's possible for Newcastle. I would have diplomatically said, "What do you mean by that?" Well, when Nikki comes back on, you can ask that question again, mate. But she was fantastic on Tuesday night, mind. She was brilliant. I'm a firm believer that ASM should have more assists. Goals, though, I'm not sure. But I want to see him do some more assists as well. And try to go to Yankee Stadium, John. I believe that's New York Yankees, right? The food should cost on the leg. Ouch. But pay for it as well. ASM has to be releasing the bar and being more of a team player in the last few games. So I'm sure Howard's telling him similar things to what the fans are seeing. That's from Spencer. We don't know if the pay rise thing is real, to be honest. and apparently it's paper talk, I think. Jason Clifton says pay rise. If you judge what others has earned at the club, who do you lot let less? Don't think there's much debate over that one. Foxy, he's on 72k a week, mate. And in my opinion, right, he does not deserve a pay rise, in my opinion, at all whatsoever. Again, that's your opinion, my guy. And I'll tell you, I wouldn't pay him a pay rise at all with that performance. In fact, this season, I think, end of the day, I was getting 15 goals, 10 assists. And then we talk about pay rise, yeah? I love him, but I do that too there as well. Joe Linton needs a rest. He's struggling with injury, and it's affected him the last few games. Can't wait to see him next season fully fit. That's a good shout, Michael. That's a fair shout. Everyone's poor on Sunday, John. Yep, everyone was poor on Sunday. 11 players had a bad game on Sunday. Yep, absolutely. Joe Linton is worth more than Wolves. Wow.
I don't know about
that. Wow. He cost more than Ruben Neves, though.
Well, he did cost more. Yeah, he did cost more, to be fair. He did cost more. That is not wrong.
Exactly, my guy. I was going to give him 10 more minutes, mate, because I know you got to go. So just give it 10 more minutes there, sort of thing, and then you can carry on. So ASM got a new contract last year. Forgot. So IDK Wiley stewards of a new contract. He had a new contract last season. I'm sure he did. Yeah, he did. Why is he asking for money? Baffles. When's the last time Big Joe had a bad game before last weekend? I tell you, he's had brilliant games, mate. He had a brilliant game. Do you know what I mean? Before that. But, listen, I mean, he's been playing well, but that's the worst he's played since that role. I'm glad Neves is due for tomorrow. Jordan's been very poor against Everton. Also, he gets the benefit of the doubt every time. Yeah, that's absolutely. I forgot about that. He wasn't that great against Everton. I cannot lie. Can't lie. What do you think of the team will be tomorrow for Wolves? I think he's just explained that. Yeah. Scotland. Scott, what do you think of Giacchino?
Yeah, young lad that we signed in January. I think he's going to be a superb player for us in the future. From what I've seen so far, he's a young lad that leaves everything on the pitch, puts all the effort in. So I'm really happy with him. I think he's got a good delivery from what I've seen. It's going to be hard for him to get into the team. Obviously, we've got a lot of talented wingers, but definitely one for the future. Maybe might see a loaned out next season, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Indeed. Can you see Wolves pushing Man United, Arsenal, Spurs, and possibly West Ham for the top 4? You say it'd be top 6, didn't you? You'd be happy for top 6.
Yeah, I think top 4's gone. Yeah.
I think it is. You got Man City as well yet, so that'd be a hell of a game. Never like Wolves, but I have respect for the fans as they're a proper family club like Derby. They are.
A lot of people say that.
Yeah. Okay. Big up to I think I missed a comment there. Yeah, big up to Luke, by the way. Big up to Brad, by the way. So I'm right, John's your opinion. And Eddie's been back at ASM to fix up. Big up to Lyle again. And partner Scott, subscribe to this Luca Live's big Arsenal fan. Get him subscribed. He's an amazing guy. Marshall looks like a Brazilian Callum Wilson. And
he's Brazilian, to be fair. So yeah, of course, that's why I said Brazilian Callum Wilson. You're not wrong, actually. I've never thought about it, but you're correct there. Yeah.
Yeah. Ryan, ASM's on 80k a week. 80k a week. Wow. And we can't forget how many whole ASM dogs out, not just this season. I mean, got to be careful. Thing is, though, you got to be careful what you say about ASM nowadays. You know what I mean? Because they jump on you like a rash on Twitter. Colin Cordy will be in black and white next season, according to Lee. Wow. And I think I missed that on.
I think unless we are happy with a transfer fee we receive, I don't think he'll want to leave. No disrespect to Newcastle, I just think he absolutely loves it here. He's been with us for 7-8 years. I think be very surprised if we lost our captain.
Exactly. Everyone just remember ASM for the last game. Where would you be without him for the last 2 years? He needs respect. Listen, mate, I mean, I love ASM. He needs respecting, right? But also, he needs to do more. That's what I'm trying to say. What I'm saying to you, mate, is he needs better players around him. And then maybe he'll just step up all the time. And Alan, I don't know what you think of this one, right? I'll read it out anyway. Big up to Alan, by the way. John should concentrate more on Newcastle United channel instead of your second favourite team. Now, I'm not a United fan. But he knows he rhymes that. He knows that he's winding us up. He knows that. The gentleman, if you do, you may get a lot more YouTube subscribers to tune with you. mate, it's only once a week. I mean, Maisie always comes on a Tuesday night once a week, yeah? But other than that, all the other content on Newcastle channel, by the way, is just that Tuesday night. And, you know, she wanted to come on and we're going to get her on. So she is absolutely fantastic. I love her to pieces, love her to bits. And come on the tune. That's right. I'll do subscribe to my channel, my guy. Just click on subscribe.
Yeah, Ray in the comments. I know Ray.
Big up. He's a great guy. He sounds a great guy. Don't mind Wolves. I just hate the way it end at Wolves. I could see what people are saying that. Big up to Chris again. What happened to Rang Lee? Started his Wolves career well, but seems to have gone off the radar. He signed for you, hasn't he? He signed for you.
Yeah, he did, and he's a £13 million player. And to be fair, he started electric. He's then massively dropped off. But I think for 13 million, I'm quite happy for him just to be an impact sub player, which he's definitely good enough to be. So, you know, I think it's going to be interesting see if he gets back his early form. But I'm happy enough with him. He only cost 13 mil, so you know it'll do a job.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree. He works hard. He tracks back, doesn't he? He tracks back. When he loses the ball, he tracks back, help out sort of thing. Doesn't mind a couple of yellow cards and then sort of thing. It's a winger's booking. Bless him. Alan, no promoting. Talk about other channels, please. Yep, that's fair enough. That's a fair comment. The problem with Man U is 90% of us Newcastle fans hate them. But you can't hate Macy. You can't hate Macy. I think Newcastle will be a 4 next season. Top 8, by the way. But Fabio Silva is poor. Scott, poor. Wow.
All right. He knows this one's going to wind me up because I will back Silva with my every inch of my heart. That guy. Yeah, I mean, I agree at the moment, to be honest. He's not Premier League quality, but he's only 19 years old. And to see how much he's improved from last season, trust me, 23, 24 years old, he'll be one of the best strikers in the league. Not to say he'll be playing for us, but honestly, I think he's going to be one hell of a player in a couple of years' time.
Absolutely. I totally agree. I'll go through these comments there as well. I think he's going to come good, by the way. I really do. I would like to ask the Wolves fans, how do you think the Wolves manager will approach the game tomorrow? And is there a Wolves player that Newcastle need to be afraid of that can cause problems? That's a good shout, Mark.
That is a good question. I think he'll just approach it how he always does. Well, you know, 5-2-3. We'll play our game. I think we'll obviously be... We take 10 to 15 minutes sometimes to suss out the game away from home. At home, you'll see us straight out of it, straight going at them. But I think we'll take 15 minutes to suss out the game. He'll develop his tactics. He does a lot of research before the game on the other team as well. And one player to be fearful of. I mean, obviously Neves is gone, which is a shame. So it can't be him. I'd probably say Daniel Podence or Trincao. Either one of them can. If they turn up on the day, they can be unplayable. It's just the problem is with them is the question of whether they're going to turn up with that skill or whether they're going to have a bit of an off day. If one of them are on form, then, you know, I think they're going to be the danger men.
Yeah, I would put down to work hard, Danny. He works so hard. I like him. I really do like him. He works hard, gives it all. That's what I like about my wingers as well. Excuse me. I'm going to talk about my team selections as well. I mean, my 4-3-3. In goal's going to be Dubaka. It's going to be back 4. It's going to be Emil Kraft. On the other side, it'll be Matt Target. 2 centre backs will be Fabian Schär and Dan Burn. The midfield 3 will be John Shelby, Joe Linton, and Bruno, because Joe Willock's out injured, by the way. He won't be playing. Up front, it'll be Ryan Theatre, ASM, and Chris Wood. And that's to be 4-3-3. And, that's going to be the formation we can do. And that's the only way you can do it. So that's the strongest team we're going to get. But, scoring goals as well. I'm not an Emil Kraft fan, by the way. I never have been an Emil Kraft fan, but hey, ho. And that's always going to be 4-3-3. Go through these comments quickly because I know you've got to get yourself aware. I can understand that. John, why is Man United and Newcastle hate each other? And it's a big rivalry. What is the reason behind it? Now, our biggest rivalry for Newcastle is Sunderland, yeah? And some people just hate United, by the way. And
every fan base hates United, don't they? I mean, there's a few good ones. Obviously, I know of Macy as well. Yeah. She's a class, to be fair, what she does on her channel. But I think it's just because United were that dominant for so long, wasn't it? I think we all just have a bit of a Man United and enjoying a bit what they're going through, to be honest.
Exactly. I mean, respect please, people in the chat, respect other fans, please. Thank you. And I will say that straight away. And Mancuso's better than Kraft. Yes, he is. But I thought he was poor on Sunday. I can't lie. Decent player. But I definitely need a covering right back as well. So it's going to be better and help out Kieran Trippier, by the way. Then Ollie, that's from Niall. Big respect now, by the way. He's a red as well. And listen, I mean, any more comments, anti-comments about United, it's not going to be read out, by the way. Wolves always get late goals against us. Yes, they do. They've done it the other season as well. And when they put it out to once each. And it was a poor defenders. I think it's a Lascelles own goal. Was it a Lascelles own goal last season?
I think at the same time, you've done it before yourselves, haven't you, if I recall? It was a late free kick. I can't remember who took it for Newcastle, but I just remember in their interview, they said it was when we had Patricio, and they said we knew that Patricio could be beaten at his near post. And I think you got a late goal against us. So maybe once again, there'll be a late goal. Obviously, a Wolves fan, I'm just hoping it's in our favour, probably going against the rest of the chat.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, man. Like I said, sort of thing, like I'm just going about now as well. Words to respect other football fans. Let's not argue. Absolutely. Totally agree. And for that, we're going to get your score predictions as well. And asking a friend who thinks getting on ASM back helps him perform. He needs better players to help him perform as well. Top Lad's got nasty stuff as well.
Cheers, right.
Big too. He's a great guy, isn't he? And yeah, I was going to say just one more here as well. On the volley, big up to you, my guy. Just in for work, even John, mate, will be okay. And started at 7 o'clock. Never expect United Club. That's his opinion. Yeah, I was going to say, I'm going to ask you for your score prediction as well. Before I do that, I've got a question to ask you as well. I'll do that to every people as well. Newcastle United takeover, as you know, in October. From a fan, as a Wolves fan, what do you think of Newcastle, the richest club in the world? Do you agree with this takeover? Do you think we deserve it? And are you happy for Newcastle having this takeover?
I mean, to be honest, you know, what you guys have been through over the last 10, 15 years with Mike Ashley. I mean, I think there's no argument that Newcastle deserve it. Every time I've been up to Newcastle, whether that's a game day or just being within the general city, you always feel welcome. It's a great place to go. You know, there's not a lot of places like that, especially on a match day where you could still feel welcomed. It's a massive fan base, of course, there's no denying that. And yeah, I think it's great news for Newcastle. I think there's no arguments that you deserve it either. I think, you know, it's hard going through 10, 15 years of literally having no ambition, nothing to strive for. I mean, in some ways, we went down to League One, but at least we had our joyful times of winning League One, winning the championship, and, you know, striving for something more. So even though as a Wolves fan, we've probably been through more turbulent times over the last 10 years, in some ways, at least it's been a bit more interesting. You guys, you've not had that interest, and I think that's really exciting for a Newcastle fan. Obviously, as a Wolves fan, it makes me a bit nervous because from what I've seen so far, apart from the Chris Wood transfer, but again, we spoke about that, you seem to be doing things rather smartly as well, going for the likes of a young Sven Botman, obviously going for Bruno. You're going for players that are going to be long-term, and even if you have to sell them on, you're going to sell them on a profit, which means you're not doing it like Everton have done, where they've just spent a lot of money. I think it's still going to be a rather slow process because obviously you've got financial fair play. And unfortunately, like when Man City took over the club, that like Man City had their owners, they could just go hell for fire and spend 300 odd million and not worry about it in like the space of a season. Unfortunately, because of financial fair play, you might not be able to do it that quick. But I think you guys deserve to be a top 10 club at least. You've got the big fan base, and as a Wolves fan, I'm worried. But at the same time, it's going to be very interesting and it's going to be quite exciting.
Absolutely. I'll go quickly as well. Molyneux Stadium is one of the most underrated stadiums in England. I think it's a cracking stadium, by the way. And it's got all the best for tomorrow, but just not tomorrow night, unfortunately.
Tomorrow, yeah.
You can understand why Jules. You can understand Jules why he's saying that. Going 1-1 draw. I'm going to read this out, John. Just if it says in United chance, not over yourselves, trying to prove you're a Newcastle fan. Newcastle sides United with a passion. Ginger, can I say something, right? And all the people in the chat. I'm a Newcastle United through and through, right? I'm not a United fan, right? Never have been, never will be, right? But I just do it once a week for Maisie as well. So if you go on Lee Gunner's channel, he interviews a United fan, Ransom Bants, and Eunice on Chelsea fan, and Henry Wright the next day as well on his Arsenal channel, and it's pure Arsenal channel as well. So there you go.
I think the accent's a giveaway, isn't it? Whether the team you support.
Exactly. We will see the sell to kick on to be a top 6 club. I don't think you need to sell, mate. I don't think you need to sell to kick on. I really don't. You just add a few more quality, and I think you'll be fine.
Yeah, I think sadly Neves will go in the summer, and Martinho doesn't want to sign a new contract, obviously 36. So we've got a massive shake-up to come in the summer, unfortunately. But I think that's more not as wanting to sell; it's more having to.
Absolutely. And one more comment as well. The two Man U rivalry stems from the title battles 95-96, where we blew a 12-point lead. It was devastating. Yes, it was. I was absolutely gutted. And he puts that on Man. It was on Man. Yeah, I see what I mean. I was going to go to score predictions. I know time's down on you. What do you think the score's going to be, my guy? Newcastle Wolves.
I think, was it Noel in the chat said 1-1, and I think I'm going to have to back him, unfortunately. I think 1-1 would be massive for you guys in terms of it does enough, doesn't it? I think someone said earlier on you only really need 4 points, and checking the table, I'd agree with that. I think 4 points, maybe even 3, sees you over the line. On the other hand, we've still got tough fixtures. We've got Liverpool to play. We've got Chelsea to play. We really need to win this fixture if we're going to make the top 7. But I just have a feeling it's going to be 1-1, and I've got to listen to my gut.
Yeah. I think Newcastle will just win it because there was a reaction as well. I've got to say 2-1, just Newcastle. And the reason I'm saying that, because they owe us a performance. We can't go for defeat straight. We cannot. No. We've got to get this win. They know what's at stake. We need to get the 3 points to give ourselves any chance to stop it up this season. We are not safe. The players know that. Anyone's still into them. And that's what's going on. I'm going to say we're going to go off and go 2-1. And Foxy, what's your thoughts on Ecuadorian Campana on loan for MLS? And at the minute, will he get a chance for you in the first team? I never heard of this guy.
Yeah, he signed for us with a lot of potential, to be honest, but hasn't really lived up to it. I think he'll probably just be moved on. I don't think he's a long-term plan. When he was signed, there seemed to be a lot of buzz about him. But we've done that with a lot of players. Obviously, one you might recall, Luke Matterson. He scored the goal for Rochdale against Man United in the Cup about 3 years ago now. We went on to sign him. We've kind of done this and I expect Newcastle to do the same, of tapping up a lot of, correctly I should say, but getting young players in. Maybe tapping up's not the right word, but for the future. And some of them will work out. Some of them will work out, like Aït-Nouri. Others won't. And I think Campagna is unfortunately one of those that just won't quite work out.
Yeah, I think you need to get better players coming in, and you might need another season or 2. But I've never seen this guy play. But obviously, Foxy's watched him played, and he's watched American football as well. Big up to Ryan, my guy. Big up to you. Hope you're okay. Thanks for your kind donation by the name, Ryan. Really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Not for the first time. You've done it loads of times, and I love the guy. A 2-1 to Newcastle. 3 we go to open walls, pull one back in the end, and like I said, happening anytime soon. Both of us come through wrap up. Man, you never had penalties against them at home in the 90s, and referees very biased to United. That's why I hate them. And Scott, how do you sum up Wolves this season? And do you think you can aim higher next season? That's from Mark Smith.
I think it's been a great season for us. I think it's been absolutely brilliant. It's more than I expected. I said at the start of the show, I thought maybe we'd finish about 12th, 13th, and that'd be regarded as a good season, to be honest. Can we aim higher next season? I think this is our ceiling for now in terms of pushing for maybe 7th, 6th. And if we're up there again next season, I'll be happy. I mean, look, the news that's coming out is we're going to lose Martinho, we're going to lose Neves, which means we lose our midfield. We're going to have a major rebuilding job in the summer potentially. Obviously, Neves would go for a very hefty fee, but doesn't mean that you spend that money right. We've got a big summer ahead. We really have, much like you guys, probably the biggest one for a long, long time.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's going to come good. It'll come good. And we'll see what happens anytime soon. But good for you. How's the first half time is? That's Umbara. Never heard of it before, mate, but thanks for coming on. Do subscribe to my channel, my guy, as well. Listen, before I let you go, I'm going to wrap up now, and it's going to be Newcastle against Wolves tomorrow. I'll be on Watch Along tomorrow at around, what time's the kickoff tomorrow? 7:45 or so, 8 o'clock.
Good question. I need to check that myself.
Yeah, but I'm definitely going to be on hour before kickoff as well. So do join us for that. And if you like the channel to see like what you see, then please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button as well, and hit the donation button as well. And like Ryan's done, if you fancy doing it, and click on the join button as well, people. And 8 o'clock kickoff tomorrow, people. Thanks so much, guys. 8 o'clock on the neat time. So I'll be on at 7 o'clock tomorrow. And I should be doing a watch along. Someone's got my season ticket. He's a good friend of mine, so he's looking after my season ticket. Big up to my guy. And Bazza from it was World TV, and his few Black and White Eyes. That's his new channel. So get along for that one as well. Scott, did you enjoy coming on with you on the neat, mate? Did you enjoy?
Yeah, it's been absolutely brilliant. Yeah, I've really enjoyed it. You've got a great chat section as well. So yeah, it's I've really enjoyed it. It's been a great preview, to be fair.
Big up, my guy. Absolutely fantastic for you coming on. But interesting, John Scott. Enjoy that. And make sure you all subscribe to James and Scott's channel, which is Sweet Sour. I tell you what, I'll let you tell us your where you can find you on your where can we find you, mate? Where can we find you?
Yeah, so it's Sweet and Sour Soccer on YouTube. We're a bit of a general channel. We're obviously Wolves fans, and we'll do the occasional Wolves watch along. But if you go over to the channel, you'll see we do all types of stuff: Premier League predictions, Championship predictions, and just general football news. We do a lot of transfer updates too. So yeah, if you know, general football channel, if you like just listening to general football topics, then yeah, please head over and do hit that subscribe button. It'd be much appreciated.
Absolutely. Just smash the like, smash the subscribe button as well on his channel. He's got a wonderful channel there, right? I'm gonna subscribe to his channel as well, by the way, and find him on that. He talks about Wolves, other things as well, which is fantastic. And big up to Brad, my guy. Thank you so much, mate. I really appreciate that. I mean, Brad's been on loads of times. He is a fantastic guy. He really, really is. It's 2 p.m. for me. Lucky you, because obviously it's 2 p.m. over where we're at the minute. But if you're watching from in countries, it's stupid o'clock and we get beat, I just tell him to stay in bed, Scott. I just tell him to stay in bed because let me do the worrying, like, you know what I mean? So he's now people we don't know. We look at that, Scott.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Listen, Scott, thanks so much for coming on. And before I let you go, people, like I said, check out my socials. You know exactly what to do. And Scott, thank you so much. We've got to get you back on again at some stage. And I'm going to wish you all the best of luck to the end of the season, but obviously not tomorrow, unfortunately. And who's Wolves' best player this season?
Jose Sarr, definitely our best player this season.
Goalkeeper from Portuguese keeper, by the way, which is fantastic, class keeper. I hope to get 2 or 3 past him tomorrow, which I doubt we will, but we should see. Should be a tight game, 1 each for Chris. So listen, guys, thanks for coming on for watching this. I'll shoot back to watching on tomorrow. I want to do a press conference reaction later on, but I thought, you know what, I'll probably record that. But guys, thanks for coming, and stay in a minute. Have a word of a minute, Scott. Don't go away. But thanks so much for coming on. And I should see guys tomorrow for watching on 7 o'clock. Take care, people. Watch what you're doing. Are we the lads?